It's... Okay, now it is no longer rigged. Now this is very doable. Like, this has become easy now. Why the fuck do you need to be forced to use supports to pass this one? Like, what the hell is that? My guy went through a terrible journey if his life was rigged.
Looks like it's about time for us to meet up with Ganyu. Let's head.
How about you shut the hell up? I just had to go through that rigged paper theater bullshit. No wonder they only give you rewards for completing it. They knew if they tried anything else, they knew it would be bullshit. What do you mean backstage helpers? Were there perks that I could have used? What does this mean? Such a great end to the play. You've done well, young one. How did you find it? Was it hard to perform with paper? At the end it was a little hard because it was rigged. You're not a performer by trade, so of course you're bound to make some mistakes on your first try. Paimon thinks Umin did pretty well. The script itself for the paper play is also very interesting. Paimon wants to see a new story, Yangong. When will you perform next time? So long as someone enjoys it. As for next time, I do not know. You see, doing paper plays for kids is actually a hobby of mine. After this, I will return to the Yuhan Opera trope to handle the wardrobe and props. Eh? You're with the Yunhan Opera trope? So you can also sing Liyue Opera? I can to some extent. Who wouldn't be able to carry a tune after staying with the Yuhan Opera trope for this long? Of course, I'm nothing when compared to Miss Yun. I actually work with the people behind the scenes. I'm in charge of the wardrobe and props on stage, such as cannons, flags, costumes, accessories, gadgets. Whatever prop you saw on that stage, it was me. Some of the costumes and props that the Yuhan Opera tropes uses today are hand-me-downs from the past, and others were brought on me by myself. To perform an entire opera, there are a lot of people working on stage and behind the scenes. You can't make it happen with just a few actors and actresses. This year's Lantern Rite, Miss Yoon gave some of us backstage helpers some time off, and all of my colleagues are back home to spend the holidays. I've got all this time on my hands, so I decided to put on a proper play for the people here. You didn't go home? I did not go home. My mother and father passed away 2 years ago, so it's just me now. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. I do not mind. I'm having a good time by myself at the Lantern Rite. As you can see, those kids love my paper play. We also enjoyed it. Of course, I enjoyed it myself as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered making all the paper characters and paper settings. Did you write the story yourself? Not really. Whether it's Liyue operas, paper plays, or the Tea Master's stories, they all know the tale of Bravebeard. I don't know what the hell happened. In their moment of need, when people call for the hero, such heroes will answer the call to save the day. Liyue has no shortage of such heroes. Just put a little spin on their story, and you have something to gain. Paimon has also heard a lot about this before. Is this part of Liyue's traditional culture? That sounds about right. But while there are always heroes who help out in times of crisis, you can't keep relying on others to have to take responsibility for yourself. Take care of yourself, young lady. Happy Lantern Rite. I will. Happy Lantern Rite. Happy Lantern Rite. If you have time, come see an opera at the Yuhan Opera Trope. Maybe we'll see each other again there. Sir, never rig your games again. 'Cause that was some serious shit. What do we get when we get... Oh yeah, we can invite a bunch of little friends. So even if you did miss Yao Yao on the banner, well, you can still get her here. I shouldn't have even pulled on Zhao's banner then. I could have still gotten my guaranteed dia. Shit. Ooh. not so happy after all. I'm guessing these parts will probably all have a little square thing at the end. Well, let's continue the story. We'll do another mini-game, like, probably, after we do a little bit of the story for the event again. For now, we're getting our Primo Gems. We're getting the good stuff to pull for Dia when she comes. If we don't get her, we'll hurt somebody. No strong, foxy woman means we hurt somebody. What did I just get up? What? Huh.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. What time is it?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well last night?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or Adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death, and only came to his senses after being brought to shore. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the words to describe it, not knowing where it came from. Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer has to have been an Adeptus.
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Isn't this a bit of a long shot? Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked.
Maybe they gave her horns.
Then she looked just like Ganyu. Guess that does technically make sense.
I mean, if it's Cloud Retainer, then she would have wings.
Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
I don't think Ganyu would sing.
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably hide behind a tree and watch them for a while. Once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Cute.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like taking credit for her good deeds.
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things. And I also find it really awkward accepting other people's gratitude.
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word. She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
You are literally describing Cloud Retainer.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just, if we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it. You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I can, I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about them, she's the best person to ask.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so we probably don't even need to bring her food this time, right?
I'm just gonna jump in the pool and start acting like I'm drowning.
I've prepared
Maybe
a
she'll
gift
come
for
out.
her to mark the festival, just in case. However,
You still have some reservations?
Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her own so much of the time that the moment she has someone to chat with, She just...
Goes off about little Ganyu.
Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, I can't be having second thoughts. Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but she's made up her mind now. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start telling stories about her again this year, we should pipe up and change the topic. Wait, did she leave already? Hey, Ganyu, wait up!
But I want to hear stories about the time when she fell down the hill again. Okay. All the way we go. God, it's been forever since I've been up this way. I remember the days of searching for all the Geoculus. I'm really gonna hate looking for the rest of the Dendroculus in the desert. And then again, the desert has one more area to be added. So, even when I finish with the desert that we have right now, I'll have to fucking go back again. Just hate deserts. Especially during my time. I mean, I think it's mostly just because of the desert stuff that my enjoyment for Genshin is just like, nope. Just ain't been enjoying. Which I get. Don't tell me I was about to pick up some golden crab out up in the air. I'm about to start drowning for real.
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel. So in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
Could she be busy with something else right now?
True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. There's no need to worry about her. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling? Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Please go on.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue!
If you're so sure, why don't you try?
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock!
In water, the Paimon sinks. I just think it's a bad idea.
Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there. Quick, swim to the very center!
You literally just want us to drown. And why should we go to the deep parts? We're just trying to fake a drowning, not get an actual drowning.
Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
Are we loading something?
What is going on?
Of course it's Xiao. And Shenhe.
How do you feel right now?
Man, I need your rerun, that's how I feel.
Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Demons.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make Paimon explain it. Okay, fine. Paimon will explain. We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
I'm fine. Sorry for troubling you both.
Glad you're okay.
You're leaving already?
As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the future.
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes, just like the wind. Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like. Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. However... Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last? Earlier this morning. She set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift from Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire. So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode. Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continue to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that. Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything.
Ganyu gets embarrassed when people call her Lady Ganyu.
Oh, is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
She probably has her music turned down to 0.
Music? What is that?
It's, a kind of a happy or relaxing sound. Or, a nerve-wracking sound. Or even a terrifying one.
Or just one that is just god-awful. Like a lot of fucking ridiculous screaming death metal. Like the Devil May Cry reboot soundtrack. When there's literally a song in there called Throat Full of Glass, and a comment in there is like, this is the only song where the singer's voice does not sound like they have a throat full of glass. Which is also the other word for screaming his head off in death metal.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks!
We were just talking about this thing called music. And based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
Oh, really? Great, let's go!
I'm still desperately waiting for her rerun. You know, soon enough, Genshin Impact is going to be so full of characters and locations that, like, an entire event isn't even going to have an NPC. It's just going to have characters we've had. Like a Mondstadt event will just be full of Mondstadt characters. Any characters who could, like an NPC that took care of like a merchant stand or something, it's just going to be an NPC, a comrade that we once had.
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
What?
Oh no! Paimon's got deaf! Paimon can't hear anything!
Yeah, my condolences, Paimon.
music.
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds. Are they not the music of which you speak?
Not exactly.
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played.
And a melody is?
Ganyu, why don't you sing that folk song you sang to the Glazewillies?
Huh?
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
Alright. Fingers crossed this won't attract any whopper flowers. If only we could have had more.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
Mm-hmm. That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
Another reason, once again, Genshin Impact shows that Wilmine was the better choice for the protagonist. I think if Honkai Impact didn't have a female protagonist, then I think Genshin probably would have had Wilmine as the protagonist, and she fits better, again.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again. We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went from warm to hot. When you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were on that day. So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shenhe. That was so deep! Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our lives squished inside. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me. I know some local folk songs. And a few other things come to mind, too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the streets.
All the sounds of Liyue Harbor.
Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination. The way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about mundane details of everyday existence. Life's ups and downs, joys and sorrows. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes down to the most common things that we see and experience around us each day in the city, in that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like, okay, maybe some are more like coworkers and bosses. But at the very least, Kuching and Shenhe are your friends now, right?
I keep looking at Shenhe and just keep seeing Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners with, like, come on, man. Just like with longer hair.
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples. Thank you, everyone. Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
What?
You are too kind. I couldn't possibly.
Are we talking actual eating the flowers, or...?
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me how to do an even better job next time. I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Yeah.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist? Do people say that? I'm not completely sure either.
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
I doubt Kaching will be munching on any flowers.
Who dares refer to merely as that illuminated bird?
Master, our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she. Even after being chastised once already? Huh. Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity. Well, shall one lead the way?
Yes, please, Cloud Retainer.
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
Happy lantern ride, Shenhe.
If you want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us anytime. Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Quite nice, quite nice. We gotta leave the nice music behind, damn it. When are we gonna see this marriage of Ari? Maybe we'll find that Stanley never really died in there. Oh, Stanley, why'd you gotta die? Oh. Yeah, as you can see, there's no red exclamation by my thing up there. I gave in C6 Bennett. I just could not look at that exclamation anymore. It was just really irritating me.
Is this Quaily Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her?
Yes, Guizhong. That was Rex Lapis's old love. I've definitely heard it somewhere.
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike. Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her seats around the largest...